Hey y'all, I'm Lynn Howard. Today we're going to talk about reasons to self-publish because that's what I do. I'm a self-publisher. I'm an indie author. One of my first reasons to self-publish is control. I'm a bit of a control freak. I want control over every aspect. I like the creative control. I want to decide what my covers will look like. I want to decide, what kind of marketing I'll do. I want to decide my pricing. One of my first books I ever wrote a long time ago, and it's not available anymore, they tried to price me with another press at $4.99. An unknown author, debut book at $4.99 for an ebook. Now, obviously, if you go with a traditional publisher, sometimes it can be that price or higher, but honestly, I price my books at 99 cents for my ebooks, not my paperbacks, obviously. I buy books at 99 cents, anywhere from 99 cents to $2.99. But if you're not a proven to me author, as poopy as it sounds, I'm not going to pay $4.99 because that's $5 that I could have just bought 5 books on. Call me cheap. Frugal. I'm frugal. I like the control over the marketing. I want to market how I want, where I want. If I want to buy an ad on Amazon or Facebook, that's my prerogative. I haven't had any luck with it, but that's something I want to do. On the other hand, if I want to be who I am without having to worry about keeping up with the appearance of another publisher, I don't have to worry about that. I can be who I am. They can't fire me because I'm my own boss. Another reason is genre. Everyone knows romance pretty much dominates. But if you don't enjoy reading romance, you won't enjoy writing romance. Maybe you want to write urban fantasy. Maybe you want to write horror. Maybe you want to do a contemporary book. Woodpecker. Yep, yeah, it's Fred. Fred is crazy. You guys are right outside or right in front of the bird feeder. Maybe you want to write a sci-fi romance. Maybe you want to write a sci-fi horror. Maybe you want to write about 2 horses living off in the wilderness and finding their family. If you're a self-publisher, you can choose to do that. Doesn't mean you'll be found, doesn't mean you'll be a bestseller. Very few people become that. But it's your choice. You're in control of that. You're in control of the genre. When you self-publish, there are no gatekeepers. That can be a good thing and a bad thing. I don't know how many of you have seen the book, something about the haunted vagina. I've never read it. I don't plan on writing it, but a lot of people have talked about it. So it did get a little notoriety, I guess. I don't know, like I said, if anybody's actually bought it and read it. But you don't have to wait years upon years and get thousands of rejections. When you get a book, you finish a book, you can release it on your timeline. You don't have to wait a year between each releases. Some of my favorite authors who became indie later on, they had to wait a year between each release. And I gotta tell you, when it's your favorite author, you're dying, you're chomping at the bit for the next book. I personally release about a book a month, sometimes a little bit more time, just depending on the length of the book. I'm able to do that because I do work from home. I am a full-time author because of a disability. I'm not able to drive to work, and I do have a husband who's super, super supportive. And he allows me to do my thing. I can do YouTube. I'm starting a podcast soon because he's super supportive, and I can't really drive to work. But you can, when you publish for yourself, you can put out books as often or as seldom as you choose. You don't have someone putting you on a timeline. Another reason would be the subject. Maybe you want to write a memoir. Maybe you want to write an autobiography. Maybe you want to write a biography about a neighbor's cat. You're not, unless you're a famous person, a celebrity, or you slept with a celebrity or something like that, you're not going to be able to sell your memoir to, most publishers. A small press might get it if it's super interesting. But if you're a self-publisher, you can do that. You can put that out there, and you're doing it for you. You're not doing it because you think you're going to become rich. You're doing it because you want to tell your story. When you self-publish, you can do that. And again, on your timeline. A 5th reason, royalties. When you sign with a publisher, obviously because they're doing a lot of work, they're hiring an editor, they're hiring a formatter, they're hiring cover artists, you're splitting your royalties. Depends on who you go with. You could get anywhere from 20% royalty to 40% royalty. If you self-publish and say you go $2.99 and up, you can choose the 70% royalty format. Now, if you go under $2.99, 35% is the only option. But again, you're not sharing that royalty with anyone else, and you get paid more often. Amazon pays, I think it's quarterly. So let's say what I made in March, I get in May, I think is how that works. I'm trying to remember my math here because math is not my strongest suit. My sixth reason is there is no deadline pressure. Like I said before, you can publish a book every month. You can publish a book once a year. You don't have someone telling you, I want the next draft in my hands by next month. If you're writing a book, you're doing great, you break your hand. You can't type, you're not on a deadline. If you get sick, you're not on a deadline. You're the only person putting a deadline on yourself, which I do suggest doing, by the way. Don't put pressure on yourself, but try to, whether it's 500 words a day deadline or finish a book within 2 months deadline, but that's your deadline. No one else can tell you how to do it, when to do it, where to put it. You're in control. Now, having said all that, here are 3 huge tips for being a successful self-publisher from the get-go. Editing is the biggest, number one, biggest. Get an editor. Not your mom, unless she's maybe an English professor and is really good at that. Not your best friend who thinks it's a great book and found a couple misspelled words. You need to hire an editor. I made that mistake when my very first beginning of self-publishing. There are some books that I published under another name that I now are under Lynn Howard. You're gonna catch some mistakes because I had some beta readers go through it and there's things that they missed. So be it, it's out there now. I mean, I could always pull it, but I'm busy with a few other things. Editing is huge. Nothing will kill your book faster than just riddled with mistakes. You know, maybe you switched POVs. Maybe there's so many typos and misusage of words, it pulls people out of the story. We can all skip past a few things. Even the big 6 has mistakes. You know, when their books come out, you're still going to find mistakes in them. But when it's so big that it sucks you out of the story, it will kill your book from the get-go. Number 2, big tip, is a good cover. If you're not good with Photoshop, if you're not a graphic designer, hire a book cover artist. You can get pre-mades, self-pub covers, I think it's called. I'll link it in the video later, but you can hire someone separately to make your cover, or you can buy a pre-made cover. Either one will work, but make sure it's a beautiful cover, because guess what? You can judge a book by its cover. I have been known to flip past because for some reason, if I see a really, really bad cover, it just automatically makes me think the inside's not going to be edited. It's going to be jumbled mess. And the third one is a good back blurb, or, you know, back blurb is what, if you're new to this, the back blurb is what you see on the back, and it's the description of the book. So I saw a book that looked really great. The cover was great. I heard good reviews about it. I read the blurb. This happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And I was so overwhelmed just from the blurb. I was like, no, I don't think so. And I skipped past it. That blurb is what's going to pull people in from the get-go. I hate writing blurbs. Sometimes they come really, really easy, but more times than not, my editor has to help me with them. I'll mix up tenses sometimes, which I don't do in my stories, but I tend to do in the blurbs. Or sometimes I give too much or not enough away. Have someone, even if you think you're really good at it, have someone read over it and see if they're intrigued and pulled in by that story. That's all I have for you guys today. I'm trying to get on a schedule. I swear I am. My videos are supposed to be out on Fridays, but I was without a refrigerator for almost 2 weeks. So everything kind of got mixed up. And I had an injury. I don't know if you guys have seen it when I'm swinging my hands around like the animated person I am. But I will try to get videos out for you guys on Fridays. This one's probably going to go up on Monday or Tuesday. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so today's Monday. So I will try to get it up for you the next couple days, and then I will hopefully have another one for you guys for Friday. If you have any questions or you have any suggestions for the next video, you can either shoot me an email at authorlynnhoward@yahoo.com, or you can drop a comment below. Are you upstairs? You sitting listening to my video? For those of you who are unaware, I don't even know if he knows I'm recording or not. I'll just wait. Make sure you check out my website at www.lynnhowardbooks.com. And if you're not aware, on Tuesday nights on my Facebook page at, facebook.com/author Lynn Howard, I do a live reading of my books every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. We are actually starting a new book. We're starting the second in the Big River series, which is the second in that whole world, called Micah's Match. If you need to get caught up, all the books, all the readings are on my Facebook. So you can go back and catch up. We actually just finished Gray's Wolf last week. Love to see you guys there. Until next time, bye.